Right now, high school kids are thinking about their future and college. And while they would like to make a campus visit, right now it just isn't possible. However, there are ways to still connect with universities. Today's community sponsor is Illinois State University. And we have Director of Admissions, Jeff Mavros, hanging out with me, not from campus like last time, but this time I'm guessing you're at home.
I am indeed, like so many of us. So that's what we all should be doing, at least, Heather.
Exactly. So let's talk a little bit about those high school students who are, thinking about college and wanting to start planning for their future, but now the shutdown has just kind of thrown a little wrench in things.
Sure. So if we want to talk about students who are maybe early in the process, I don't think a great deal changes, to be honest with you. I always encourage students to do a lot of research before they even get out there and start making campus visits so they even know what they're looking for. So I think that process stays largely online as it exists in normal conditions. And so there are a lot of resources out there for students to start a search and to be thinking about who they are as people to begin with, and then maybe what they'd be looking for in terms of areas of interest, in terms of academic studies, activities, what kind of campus environment are they looking for, how large a campus, how far from home would they like to be. I mean, all those things are things that they can be doing really from the comfort of their home. And the piece that's going to be missing is that physical campus visit, which certainly is incredibly important. But for those students that aren't yet in this process as seniors, they've got all the time in the world. And I think the thing that they need to take away from this is it's okay. Do your research, and then you'll have plenty of time to make those visits. So don't fret.
There you go. Good advice. Do not fret. I think a lot of kids, though, it really sells them on making that final decision when they're able to visit the campus and get a feel for what life will be like. So how do we help them navigate that when they can't do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the situation that a lot of the admitted students who are trying to make a decision for this fall find themselves in. Many of them have made a campus visit to this point, but many others haven't, and really leave it to this point in the process where maybe they've narrowed it down to 2 or 3 schools on their list, and they know almost everything from kind of a pragmatic, logical standpoint. And what they're really waiting to do is make that decision with their heart by making those last few visits. And unfortunately, given the circumstances, they're just not able to get on campus to do that. But most of us on this side of the desk that are doing the work that I do have put everything that we can into making resources available to students to explore our campuses and connect with our staff in so many other ways. So from virtual visits and virtual one-on-one appointments like we're doing right now to get questions answered, to videos that are posted, to being able to connect with current students or professors if that's of interest to students. There are lots and lots of resources that schools are putting out there that actually I think are more robust than what they would have been had we had a normal spring. And so I think students, while it's not quite the same thing as walking on a college campus, can certainly get on college websites and do a lot of exploring.
I know the last time I visited with you, we were kind of encouraging students to get those applications in by Halloween. Is it too late for high school seniors now to apply to ISU or any college, or what's that application process really like?
Yeah, great question. You know, the May 1st decision deadline is kind of that national deadline in an average year where students are supposed to be making that decision. And so a lot of schools are starting to back that timeline up for students now, given the circumstances, and trying to give them a little bit more time to make this decision. That said, it is always a good idea for seniors to get those applications completed in the fall, but we're still accepting applications at Illinois State. A number of institutions still are, and I imagine we'll continue that probably through the spring and into the summer. So we're trying to do everything that we can to make the process a little bit easier, a little bit more lenient and generous for students. So students can absolutely still apply to Illinois State for fall of 2020.
Okay, if you had one piece of advice before we have to go here, what are you looking for on an application?
Well, the academic profile is certainly of utmost importance to us, so it's keep working hard. We're going to also be very understanding, all of us on the college side, that this is not an average year, and so the spring semester and what those grades look like and whether they go pass-fail or depending on different schools and districts handling things in different ways, just my takeaway advice is don't fret. again, just do your best. Keep doing the things that you do, even if it's in a slightly different delivery format than what we're used to. We're going to be pretty lenient on our side of just making sure that students are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we're going to want to enroll another great class next year.
All right, great advice there. Thank you so much for joining us. And they're ready to help you create your legacy there at Illinois State University, and we appreciate you being with us this afternoon and sharing those tips. If you need any information about what's happening at Illinois State University, we'll connect you at ciLiving.tv. Jeff, thank you so much.